My name is Amanda Henderson, and I'm a recruiter here at Atlas MedStaff. My grandfather, he meant the world to me growing up. My PooPaw is what we called him. He was the sport about it. But he was in my life constantly. He was my father figure. And as he was getting older, we realized, he needed some help. He didn't need to be alone anymore. So he moved with my mom to Southern California, living his best life in the desert of California. But as time went on, he started to get sick. And at one point, his mesentery got extremely inflamed. And it was to the point where it was about to tear. And that was very scary for us, We didn't know what to do or how to help, so we had to rush him to the hospital. But in Southern California, this was the summer, and it was widely known that there wasn't really abundant healthcare in the summer. Not many people want to stick it out in the desert heat for those excruciating summer months. So we were scared because my PooPaw needed this life-saving surgery. We knew that the staff was really low at the hospital, but we didn't have another choice. So we took him and he was able to get the surgery. But we, while he was recovering, it was up and down, and we didn't know if he'd really make it through the recovery or not. But there were some amazing nurses at that hospital, and we started to get to know them. They were on top of it. They helped with everything. They calmed our fears. They kept him stable as the best they could. But then we started to find out that these nurses were actually travel nurses, and I had never heard of that before. We'd only known staff nurses, but we realized that these nurses came out there for a little bit of time in the summer to help the hospital. And truly, these are some of the most skilled nurses I'd ever met in my entire life. They were in circles around other people at the hospital. They were on top of it. They were so kind and so caring towards us. And truly, my PooPaw's recovery, I really attribute a lot of that to the nurses. And so, years later now, I have the opportunity to be able to work with some amazing travel nurses, and it's such a blessing that now I get to try to help the people that truly helped us. He was able to make it through the surgery, and he was originally from Alabama, and so that surgery allowed us to get him back home. He wanted to be home in his house again, so we were able to get him home to where he could enjoy the last years of his life at his own home. Yeah, so I actually, just a few weeks ago, I talked to a nurse in Southern California who lived around that area where my mom and grandpa were, and it was fun. I saw the hospital name pop up where my grandfather was at, and I got to tell that nurse, I have been there. My grandpa was there. The travel nurses here are amazing. You are going to be a blessing to so many people, especially at this time of year at that hospital. So it's really fun to see that whole story come full circle. I may only get to work, with a few nurses, but those nurses are going to touch thousands of lives. And on the other side of it, I know how important it was to have that travel nurse at that hospital in California and what that meant to me. So it's a very special experience for me to be able to, through a few people, know that someone's loved one and someone's life has changed by what we get to do. So it's Nurses Week, and as nurses, you guys constantly put the spotlight on your patients and the people that you work with. But for one special week out of the year, we get to put the spotlight on you and what you guys do for us. So thank you to our travel nurses. We want to say it every day of the year, but this is the special week where we get to go above and beyond. And thank you for the wonderful work that you do, the patience you put into it, the passion, the skill, everything that you bring to the table, and our lives are changed because of what you bring to us.